Have you seen some of these artworks? Do you recognize any of them? They're all paintings found in Hawaii. They are all examples of two-dimensional art composition. These artworks were created to help us remember the natural beauty and culture of our unique islands.
I'd like to create some art. Where do I begin?
One way to express yourself is to create your own personal artwork. Drawing and painting are often used by artists and are examples of two-dimensional art.
Is two-dimensional art?
A two-dimensional work of art is an art piece that is normally viewed from one side, usually the front. It has space from top to bottom and side to side, but not from front to back. Remember the techniques we discussed when we worked with space? Overlapping, positioning, size differences, detailing, and value changes are all techniques an artist uses to add a sense of perspective to a flat surface. But how do you begin to create a 2D composition? First, it's important to start with an idea. It can be a thought or a feeling that you want to share with others. How do you want it to look when it's completed? Based on your personal vision of your art piece, you can begin to choose materials that you will be working with. Each material is different. Each will help you express your ideas and feelings a little differently. You'll have to decide which medium will best express you. In the visual arts, an artist needs to consider how the elements of line, shape, color, texture will work together to form a composition. A composition is the overall arrangement of these elements and the way in which they affect one another. Each artist handles this arrangement differently.
That's a lot to remember.
In our everyday lives, there are ways which help put all our activities into some kind of organization. We plan and organize. We organize to achieve harmony and a sense of order. In art, we continue this process of ordering. Artists use the principles of design to help them organize visual information. Let's take a look at some important design principles that you want to consider as you create your art piece. A composition may be balanced or unbalanced. Balance deals with the feeling of equalness. Remember how it feels on a seesaw? In art, there are several ways to achieve balance. The size of the objects is important. Where you place the objects is important. And the direction of the elements is important. Size, placement, direction can all work to create balance in your art. At the same time, a difference in size, placement, and direction can help to give it an unbalanced quality. Is this picture balanced? How about this one? Sometimes it's hard to tell. An artist will decide whether to create a balanced or unbalanced art piece. This will depend on the thoughts and feelings he's trying to convey. A composition may also be organized to show repetition. Sometimes in your artwork, repetition is important to emphasize a feeling or idea. To establish a certain movement or rhythm in your picture, you may choose to use repeated lines, color, or shapes. And a composition may be designed to show variety. Variety can be that extra spark of individual imagination that can add magic to your art composition. A composition usually has a center of interest. An artist decides what is important and can create a visual path to it. He can do this in a variety of ways. Sometimes the center of interest is highlighted and emphasized by a choice of color or a particular shape. Or an artist may choose to use a novel combination of various elements to create interest. Or sometimes an artist may choose not to have a definite center of interest. A composition may be organized to show emotional states and to evoke particular emotions from the viewer. What kinds of feelings do you have when you see pictures of freeways? The rolling waves. An artist will select the right visual devices and use the best combination of design principles to create an effective composition. Artists have used design principles throughout history, but these principles are not absolute rules. An artist chooses those elements and uses those principles which best help him to express personal ideas and feelings. Judy Kawabata is a leading local artist and teacher whose artistic accomplishments include both three-dimensional as well as two-dimensional art. Recently, she worked with students and shared her expertise with them. Together, they created an exciting two-dimensional mural which expresses the students' thoughts and feelings.
First of all, I went into the classroom and I worked with the children. I asked them to draw pictures of whatever they'd like to see on the mural. And I encouraged them to draw things that they are familiar with, things that they find in the environment, or things that they like to do. Then I gathered up all of the drawings and chose the ones that I thought would go together. For instance, in the beach scene, I chose the octopus and the boy on the boat, the fish, the sky, and the mountains in the background. First, I did a small drawing of all the designs that were created by the children. Then I blew it up into full scale, 5 feet by 8 feet. I then marked the specific areas with the colors that would appear on the final mural. The kindergarten, first, second, and third graders created the design for the mural. In the next step, I prepared the clay to be placed into the slab roller. The clay was rolled and cut. A total of 500 tiles were made by the children in the 4th, 5th, and 6th grades. I enjoyed working with the children. I liked their designs and the fact that they had created the designs themselves. The students were given individual tiles. They traced the designs taken from the full-scale drawings onto the tiles. These transferred designs were carefully traced onto the clay. The tiles were dried and then they were ready for bisquing. After I had bisqued them, the students were ready to paint the glazes onto the tiles. They checked the notations on the full-scale drawings so that the colors would be correctly matched. After this glazing process, the tiles were ready for final firing. Art is an expression of how an artist feels. This mural tells us something about how the children feel about their environment. In the panels, we see the beauty of Hawaii, and it reminds the children to keep their environment beautiful.
As you begin to create your own compositions, choose the visual elements and use the design guides, which will help you best express ideas and feelings. Let the magic of art transform your feelings and ideas into exciting creative compositions.